Members of the NATO fan club are swinging their saggy butts in an attempt to convince the international audience that the war until the last Ukrainian against Russia is something that the world really needs, and Ukrainians are crazy about. The United States and company do not even pretend that Ukraine has any real chances to join NATO or the EU. Instead, they are long on promises of strong support that would allow the Kiev regime to kill even more people on the territory that it still claims by sending them on bloody attacks against Russian forces. So the comedian-in-chief Volodymyr Zelensky would be able to make even more PR performances supported by the entire system of global mainstream propaganda. At the same time, on the front lines of the conflict, pro-Kiev troops continue their widely promoted offensive that has already led to such glorious victories as entering a series of Instagram reports from a few gray zone villages in return for thousands of irretrievable casualties and hundreds of destroyed pieces of NATO-supplied military equipment. Despite this, pro-Kiev units are still making fruitless attempts to break through the Russian defense in the Zaporizhzhia region, the southern part of the DPR, the countryside of Bakhmut, and most recently around Antonovsk Bridge in the Kherson region. After a total failure of initial attacks with large groups of heavy military equipment and MRAPs that move infantry, Kiev and NATO instructors once again returned to their earlier tactics of using large masses of infantry units with limited support by heavy military equipment. These units try to infiltrate the forward defense lines of Russian forces, and then, in the event of success, they are intended to receive more active support from equipment and motorized infantry units. Fancy NATO equipment burning in the steppe makes bad PR for the Western military-industrial complex. Meanwhile, ordinary troops sent to die under Russian artillery strikes have no value for the puppeteers behind the Kiev leadership. Despite this, the scale of failure of NATO military tech has reached a level that cannot be ignored even by mainstream media outlets, and is growing. Repelling the recent attacks in the area of Robotino in the Zaporizhzhia region, Russian troops not only eliminated another group of pro-Kiev units, but also captured a US-made M2A2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicle. This became the first documented case of capturing a functioning IFV of this type by the Russians. Leopards and Abrams MPTs are in the queue. Russian forces also intensified actions in the area on the southern flank of Avdiivka near Donetsk city. Russian units are pushing from the area of Peski and Optinoe towards the village of Severnoe. With this advance, they're tightening their grip on Avdiivka itself, which is one of the few large strongholds of Kiev forces remaining in the Donetsk countryside. Together with the recent advances in the Savtovo-Kremenaya sector, it seems that the Russians are using the inability of Kiev to achieve any gains in Zaporizhzhia, Kherson, and southern Donetsk to gain initiative on other parts of the front line.